Okay guys, let's get your listing here on the directory up and running first thing. It's pretty straightforward, but we just wanted to walk you through step by step just in case you have any issues along the way. First, let me say that the directory listing is the same across the board regardless of whether you're tapping into our real-time leads or whether you've opted for just the listing itself. So, once you've signed up, you'll receive an email that will get you access to your profile page, and it's going to look something like this. Now for this video, I'm going to use one of our service providers because one, they're a great client of ours. Two, we want to give them all the exposure that we can. And three, you might actually need their services here in the Southeast sometime soon, so don't hesitate to give them a call. The business is Carolina Modular Buildings, and they provide temporary office space for construction sites, schools, churches, etc. So with that, let's get started. If you're not seeing this page, the first thing you want to do is click on Manage Listing and then click on Basic Information. And right out of the gate, it's going to ask you for your contact information. So let's go through that real quick. And since everything I have to publish for this particular client is public information, I'll put it all in without having to blur any of the data. So we start with a type of listing, and every one of you should choose company listing versus personal. In fact, it should be already preset, and that's right here. Next, best describes you. We want you to choose GCD member or General Contractor Directory member, and I'll explain why shortly. And then you've got some required fields and other fields that you want to put in place. So let's start here with first name. It's Russell. And last name Edwards. And next I'm going to place his email here. Next, let's put their phone number in. Company name. And then Russell is the founder of this business. You can choose founder, owner, CEO, whatever title that you'd like to place here. So let's scroll down here a little further. It's going to ask you for a short description about your business. And since I've already got one copied and pasted from the website, I'm just going to drop it in here. Next, it's going to ask you for your address, and we want to geolocate each of those. So what you want to do is just start typing in your address, and you'll notice that it starts to pre-populate a number of different options. The more you type, the more it's going to end up with just one option. So I want you to click on that option, and what you'll see there is it'll pre-populate here, but it'll also pre-populate down below. It'll put your address in place, the city, state, and the postal zip code right here. And if we scroll down a little further, the next thing we're going to do is type in the the website of the business. And if you've ever heard the term backlinks, they're basically links that link back to your primary source of online information, typically your website. The more links you have synced to your business, the better. So obviously we're going to place your business domain here on the directory, and that becomes a backlink. But adjacent to that is the ability to provide all other links associated with your business, including social media links and others that you'll see listed here. And even if you're not active on these 10 or 12 options right here, it's always a good idea to have your business listed there with all the details they allow you to provide. Because again, anything that you have that is linking back to your website is a good thing, and it helps you with being found online. So for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through all of these. I'll just drop the Facebook link in here just as an example. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, let's click here on Save and Continue. And that's going to move you to the next page, which is Profile Photo, as you see here. And this is where you're going to drop in your logo or any image that represents your business or the type of business that you operate. It's entirely up to you. Let's take this logo that we made specifically for the directory itself. Let's drop it in here. And you'll see that it's going to require some cropping on your part. So you can just place your cursor here down in the bottom right-hand corner and just pull it out like so. Do the same thing up in the top left-hand corner. And there we go. So I'm going to click and save photo. I'm going to use the same image for the profile logo, so click here, upload, choose logo, grab the same one, open, and click to save photo. Now let's scroll down and click on continue to next section. And here's specifically why we wanted all of you to list yourself as a GCD member or General Contractor Directory member earlier, because it gives you access to list yourself in multiple categories. For example, you might be a roofing contractor, but you also do fence installations as well. You might be a custom home builder, but you also remodel homes. So you can pick and choose which categories are specific to your business, and there's no limit to the number of legitimate categories that you can list under. They only have one right here, mobile office rental. So I'm going to click there and let's scroll down. If you have a brochure on your business in PDF format, you can upload it here and it will display on your listing. And from there, you have the ability to upload all of these attributes. So let's go through those now. A personal motto, the year the business was established, hours of operation, accepted form of payments, credentials, honors and awards, and feel free to populate that with as much information as you'd like to share with potential clients. And I know Russell began this business back in 1998, so let me go ahead and put that in place. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to fill all this information in. I'm going to move on to save and continue. And on this page, we want you to provide as much detail about your business as you possibly can, because when potential clients visit the directory and they're looking for your type of services in their target market, you want them to be as informed as possible. So for the sake of time here, I've got some information from the website itself. I'm just going to copy and paste, and then I'm going to scroll down, save, and continue. So right below the section we just completed, Manage Listings, is Manage Leads. And just so you can see what that looks like, let's click here. And this represents one lead from Spartanburg, South Carolina on this specific date and time. Click over here on View More. And this is going to give you the option to either accept the lead or decline the lead. If you click on Accept, it's going to provide you all the particulars on that individual that's looking for your specific type of business. Below that, you'll see Manage Reviews. Let's click there. Now, individuals or businesses that take advantage of your products or services, they can leave reviews here. And the reason it says currently there are no views to moderate, in quotes, is because you have the option of accepting or denying those reviews. Each one that you accept actually ends up showing up on your listing here on the directory. Below that, you'll see Business Toolkit. This is where we partner with different companies that you might find helpful in the management of your business. So feel free to look through all of these at your leisure. And here's one that's really important that people don't take advantage of enough. Website blog articles, community articles. Now, I've personally built hundreds of websites. I've done hundreds of blog posts or more. I've done tons of articles. I've done press releases. I've even written press releases for dozens of presidents and CEOs of publicly traded companies. And let me tell you, a solid article shared properly from the right source across social media can really add to your credibility because it's done so infrequently in this industry. So we want you to have at it if you're fully capable of doing so. If you need help with creating an article, you can always feed it through AI or ChatGPT, or at the very least, send us a copy to proofread before publishing, because what you publish here is not just a reflection on you, but a reflection on the directory as well. So we don't mind taking the time to kind of proofread and signing off on it before you actually publish. And let's drop further down the page to videos, as you see here, and the same thought process applies. And all of the other options you see here, you can take advantage of, but they're not currently published on our homepage. But once our membership reaches a certain point, we'll begin to add this content to the homepage as well. In today's economy, the next listing that we want to have published on our homepage is going to be job listings, and we'll get to that as soon as we can, sooner rather than later. But one step at a time. So let's do one more thing before we close out here. Technically, Carolina Modular Buildings is not a general contractor or a subcontractor. So I'm going to click here on Service Provider and click down here and save and continue. And then I'm going to click here on Additional Details. And where you had 24 to 30 different options here, currently there's only 3. Modular office, let's see, modular building rentals, modular office rentals, and that's us, 33 skills, real-time business leads. So we're just going to click those 2 for them and save and continue. So let's click out of all of this together, go back over to the directory, And as you can see, this whole thing is built out for potential clients, those individuals who are looking specifically for your product or service in your target market. And as you can see here, they can search by keyword, they can search by city, state, zip code. There are over 24 categories that they can choose from here on the directory itself. We have featured members listed here. Again, we publish right now videos and articles that are published here on the directory. And as we mentioned, the first priority after that will be to list any job openings. And this section here is for your use. We can't wait to provide you project management software that's out there. That will be populated over time, and there's one in particular we really can't wait to share with you. So that's it for this particular tutorial. There'll be others to follow, but in the meantime, this one should get you up and running quickly.